If you have joint pain or neck pain, low back pain, those are really the most common, then you might be wondering about natural treatments for this. And so one of my followers sent me this video, wanted my opinion on it, about using essential oils for pain and inflammation, made by Dr. Axe. And so we're gonna go through this video and see what we think here. I'm giving you my perspective as an acupuncturist, a naturopathic doctor, someone who's treated pain and inflammation and did natural chronic pain management working in the physical therapy clinic for a number of years. All right, so let's dive in and see what we think.
All right, let's talk about the best essential oils for pain and inflammation. And at some point, at some time, whether you have it now or don't have it now, we experience joint discomfort or pain on a regular basis, whether that be headaches or an ache in your low back or your neck or tendonitis or arthritis. So many of us have these things. And so the best essential oils for those to start are wintergreen and peppermint oil. Peppermint oil and wintergreen contain mentha, also one of the main compounds in menthol that has a cooling sensation. So when people are using things like icy hot or some of those different things to soothe a sore or an inflamed muscle, they actually use the synthetic version. What we're going to do with essential oils is use the real version of mentha, which is found again in wintergreen and peppermint oil. And what you
Yeah, so this is already this is a great point. This is something that does work well, is using those cooling substances. It comes in Bengay and Icy Hot in those synthetic creams, but nature makes this compound as well, this mentha compound that gives that cooling sensation. And so using like a wintergreen or a mint essential oil is effective for helping to relieve those symptoms of inflammation. You know, the area is much too hot and red and inflamed and it hurts. And so to kind of cool it down and counteract that, you can use mint oil. You want to put it in a carrier oil, by the way. You don't want to just put it straight on your skin, whether it's on your back or knee or wherever, because it's very potent, very strong. These essential oils are the equivalent of, say, if you took a bag of an orange essential oil, that's the equivalent of, guess how many bags of oranges? Probably 50 or 100 bags of oranges that are, the oil is squeezed and extracted from the skins of the orange and put in this little tiny bottle. And so you definitely want to use a carrier oil like coconut oil or avocado or grapeseed oil and apply that to the painful area, the meat of the muscle, or if it's a joint, the affected joint. You just use a few drops. You know, you take 3 to 5 drops. If it's a large area, if it's a small area, you really just need 1 or 2 drops. And so it kind of counteracts the heat, the pain, the inflammation, and can help give you some temporary relief. So he's right so far, yep.
can do is simply take some drops with coconut oil and rub it directly into the area. And actually, to get it deeper into the muscle belly or the joint, one of the best things to do is you're going to use these different blends I'm going to go through, is put the oil on in the area, then take a warm hot compress for about 30 seconds, compress the area and remove.
That's a great idea too, is it helps the blood flow to the area by putting a hot compress on. And so if you have a painful neck up here, you put the oil, let's say it's wintergreen oil, put a couple drops in some coconut oil, rub it on your hands, rub it on the area, and then you might want to put a cloth on your skin first because it might stain the oil, right? And then put a hot water bottle on top of that. And that heat is not only pain relieving in its own right, but it also helps the penetration of the oil down into the tissues. So that's also going to help. It's something worth trying if you're struggling with chronic pain.
That actually helps open up your pores and allows it to get into that muscle belly or that joint more quickly and more deeply. So again, wintergreen and peppermint oil, because of mentha, they're really cooling to those inflamed areas. Another great essential oil for pain is...
The last thing I think to mention about these oils here, and so far he's on point with everything that he's saying, the last thing to mention is just to note that this is really symptom management. It's not really treating the cause of your pain. You might have pain due to an injury, or pain due to nerve damage, or pain due to joint dysfunction. Maybe it's just stress. And so those are each going to need different treatments, different approaches to resolve them. Now, this is good for symptom management, but just be mindful of that if you're someone who's dealing with pain, that you definitely want to make sure you're dealing with the actual cause of the pain in addition to getting the short-term relief. Now, I know that pain can be very off-putting. It can take over your whole life, having chronic pain. I know a lot of people who live with it. And so But just know there are a lot of conventional or alternatives to conventional approaches to treatment. You don't just have to get surgery or use cortisone injections or aspirin. There's a lot of other ways you can manage pain naturally. And so acupuncture is one great way. Using essential oils strategically is one great way. Dealing with stress and regulating your nervous system is a very important aspect that we see that actually helps people manage their pain most effectively over time, because you're dealing with the source of where you experience pain. It's in your nervous system, in your brain. And so helping your body to have a different reaction when it comes to pain, the way you respond to it, the way you experience it. So guided meditation is a huge tool, and learning how to just focus on your breathing, how to focus your mind when you're feeling like it just, pain grabs you by the collar and it's just dragging you around all over the room, right? To regain control over it. And so those are a few tips. Try the essential oils, try guided meditation to help manage your pain. And let me know below in the comments how this goes for you. Very curious to hear. And good luck with that. All right, we'll see you in the next one.